Lighthouse Library. Library board members and faithful patrons, Connor's coworkers from town hall, his close friends, and his parents. And, I blinked in surprise, my own parents, Suzanne and Millar Richardson. I wrapped my mom in a hug while my dad shook Connor's hand. "This is a surprise," I said, "although a good one," I added quickly. "We wouldn't miss it, Lucy," Mom said. "Even if I wanted to, Ellen wouldn't have let me." "Darn right," Aunt Ellen, Mom's sister, said. It was nice to see them. My parents live in Boston, and they don't get to North Carolina often. Mom had visited a couple of weeks ago, shortly after Connor and I announced our engagement, to congratulate us and throw us a small dinner party. But I hadn't seen my dad for several months. They both looked good, I thought. Of course, Mom always looks good. She makes sure of that. She's always been an exceptionally beautiful woman, and she still is, even with traces of fine lines gathering around her eyes and mouth. I suspect she's had a bit of a nip and tuck here and there. She's the same height as me, a measly 5'3", and unlike me, she's as skinny as the legs of the sandpipers darting around on the beach, with wide hazel eyes in a thin face, sharp cheekbones, and light brown hair highlighted in shades of caramel that turns under at her slightly pointed chin. I have her eyes, but aside from our height, that's about it for the resemblance between us. My face is round and my cheeks chubby, and my black curls can always be counted on to be some degree of out of control. Her outfit, as could be expected, had probably been chosen directly from a Ralph Lauren catalog listing under Beach Party. Tight orange capris patterned with green leaves and blue flowers paired with a high-collared, three-quarter-length sleeved button-white shirt with the tails knotted at her thin waist. "You've got a good day for an outdoor party," Dad said as he pecked my cheek in what for my father was an expressive gesture. He also looked good, I thought. His color was better. He'd lost a bit of weight, and his smile was broader than it had been for many years. My parents' marriage had almost ended a year ago, but they'd worked hard to keep it together. I hoped he was finally letting go of some of the workload at his law firm, passing the burden on to his younger partners. "Would I have arranged anything else, Millar?" Aunt Ellen said. "I can almost believe you control the weather, Ellen." Dad gave her a grin that I was pleased to see. Aunt Ellen and my father had never exactly gotten on. In all the years of my parents' marriage, my dad had been to the Outer Banks exactly once before. Earlier this year for Josie's wedding. Mom and Dad met when she, daughter of an Outer Banks fishing family, was still in high school, and he, scion of one of New England's oldest, proudest, and richest families, was on vacation from his law studies. They married far too quickly, without the approval of either of their families. Dad returned to law school and later joined his father's firm. Mom eagerly took up the life of a Boston socialite, which wasn't always as easy a life as you might think. As for me, I was raised in Boston in the social whirl of my parents' circle, but I escaped every summer to the Outer Banks and the loving arms of Aunt Ellen and Uncle Amos. When my life in Boston imploded, where else would I go but to my favorite place in all the world? I haven't regretted that decision for a minute. I caught Connor's eye and gave him a smile. He smiled back. Our friends gathered around us, exchanging hugs and kisses, slapping backs and shaking hands. Someone pressed a beer into Connor's hand, and I accepted a glass of champagne. The flawless 2-carat diamonds set into my engagement ring caught the light of the sun and flashed as though it were sending a signal to ships at sea. Connor had had the ring designed for me, but he hadn't bought the center diamond. That had been a gift from a library patron whose long-lost family heirloom I'd found. It was a great party. Laughing and protesting, Connor and I